Howdy y'all, it's Anna with Always Right, and in today's video I'm going to be doing the AuthorTube Newbie Tag 2.0. Now, this tag originated from Jenna Streety. I will have a link to her video in the description below. So the purpose of this tag is to get to know the content creator, aka like me for this video, and get to know the book that I'm working on. There's 13 questions in total. I'm gonna try to zip through them, so let's get into it. Question number 1, what is your book's pitch? Now, I have this written down because I don't want to mess it up, but recent widow Meredith is drawn back into gang drama after her brother is released from jail and selected to run for a position of power within the gang. Short, simple, sweet. As you can tell, it's just dark contemporary fiction, just. Question number 2. If you were a book, how would you pitch yourself? Hobbyist extraordinaire Anna, with Always Right, is turning her life around and reprioritizing by consuming and producing books. And then in parentheses, it would say, finally. And the third question, what do you usually write? I started out writing fan fiction, and then I wrote very light fantasy books, and now I'm writing just contemporary fiction. And the next 2 books I have planned after I finish the current book I'm working on are also just kind of contemporary adult fiction. Question number 4, what's something you'll never write? I will never be writing incestuous relationships. And I know that's like oddly specific, but the book I'm currently working on has a lot of emotional, physical abuse in it. So I don't usually shy away from the harder, the darker subjects, but incestuous relationships, nah fam, I'm good. I don't want to write that ever. What's your goal for starting an AuthorTube channel? My goal is to keep myself accountable, that's huge. Learn more about the process of publishing as well as my personal process of writing a book. I want to establish writing connections with other AuthorTubers, with other authors, other writers. And lastly, to create content and have an archive for my writing process. Question number 6, what made you want to start writing? Personally, I have been writing most of my life, and I wish I was exaggerating. When I was younger, I would watch documentaries on Animal Planet, and then I would go into my room and I'd write out about 2 or 3 pages of that animal's life, just for funsies. And then from there, I progressed into fan fiction when I wasn't quite satisfied with the lack of female representation, or I didn't like how the characters handled a certain episode. And then I went into young adult fantasy, where it was more kind of like werewolf, love story romances, because those were hugely popular at the time. And I enjoyed writing and reading them. And this last stint going into fiction is I've just been inspired by daily life, by stories I hear, and I need an outlet, and I'm from a small town, so there's not much else to do. Question number 7, what's your publishing path? Personally, I worked for a literary agent for a while in London, and I want to pursue traditional publishing. One of the main reasons I want to pursue traditional publishing is I want an agent that's there to fight the good fight for me, and I'm not really great at self-promoting. Question number 8, what content do you bring to the AuthorTube table? What I plan on doing is every Sunday setting out a challenge, setting out kind of a game for myself while I'm writing, and I'll vlog that experience, and then I'll be posting it on Tuesdays. And then on Fridays, I'll be posting more AuthorTube-y kind of videos, like 5 writing hacks that I hate, you know. I'll be doing reviews on writing books, as well as book reviews on older books like Hemingway, Memoirs of a Geisha, looking at those books through the eyes of an author, a writer, and sharing my experience and what I gained from reading that book. Question number 9, what's your biggest writing struggle? Probably one of my biggest struggles is outlining. For example, on the book I'm writing, I have about 5 or 6 pretty big events I plan on scattering throughout the second act of my book, and I don't quite have nailed down the order I want to put them in. I'm definitely more of a pantser with a general outline. I can't sit down and just outline every chapter. Number 10, what's your best writing skill? The feedback I've received on a lot of my stories is that I am very good at developing relationships in the story, such as I create very convincing family dynamics, and I can produce very realistic friendships and bonds. Yay, I can do relationships. Gotta love doing romance for like 6 years of my life. Number 11, what's your biggest AuthorTube question? I would definitely say my biggest question is how to keep producing content so regularly. When I was doing this channel as a promotion for my editorial services, I really struggled with coming up with new ideas constantly for videos, and I think I'm a little better at it now. I'm watching a lot more AuthorTube. I'm watching a lot more BookTube, so I'm taking more inspiration. What kind of inspiration do you find helps you produce weekly videos? So question number 12 is kind of a long one. Are you looking for any new channels to follow, beta readers, critique partners, or other types of writer buddies? I am definitely looking for writer buddies. I'm from a very small town. It was really disheartening when I signed up for Nano last year and saw that there were like 0 write-ins and 0 fellow writers for Nano in my immediate 50-mile area. And I was just like, oh. So I'm definitely looking for writer buddies. I'm definitely looking for channel suggestions. The few channels that I do follow, I started following them when they were much smaller, such as Kate Kavanaugh, Alexa Dunn, Jenna Morrissey, and since then they've just exploded to a point where I don't think they're looking for any more writing buddies. As for beta readers and critique partners, I would be down to be a beta reader or a critique partner for someone. If you're looking for a beta reader or a critique partner, hit me up in the comments and then yay. And the last question, 13. What are you most excited for during this new, fresh start on AuthorTube? This will sound really silly, but I'm really looking forward to kind of creating a visual diary for myself to look back on when I complete this book and hopefully when I get it published. I'm also really excited for the prospect of meeting more writers, and one thing I'm really excited for is the community. I'm excited to join the community, be part of the community, and be able to help others and receive a little help along the way sometimes. But thank you all so much for watching. This has been the AuthorTube Newbie Tag 2.0. Like I said, this tag was created by Jenna Streety, and I will have a link to that video in the description below. By the way, if you're looking for like the AuthorTube Newbie Tag 1.0, she privated it, so you can't access it. Even if you find like a link to where it previously was, you can't watch it. Trust me, I found one of Alexa Dunn's videos where she was talking about this AuthorTube Newbie tag, and I just kept clicking the link and I kept being frustrated because it kept loading the next video in her playlist, and I was like, no! If you've made it this far, please hit that like button. Feel free to subscribe. I'll be doing probably about 2 videos a week from here on out. One will be a writing vlog video on Tuesdays, and then the Friday video will be just kind of talking about AuthorTube, talking about writing hacks, talking about lists and questions that you may have. So thank you all so much. Let's get writing. Bye. Can't think of the word. I'm a writer and I can't think of a word. What's the word? What is the word? This has been the AuthorTube Newbie Tag. Excuse me.